What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, my name is Dave and I'm here to help you win with money so you can build your wealth. What could you do if you didn't have a single debt payment? Come here, come close. Anything you want. Literally, when you become debt free, you can do whatever you want. As a financial coach, the most common question that I get asked is, how do I pay off debt? Today, we're going to go over the number one most popular approach, the debt snowball, and walk you through how to pay off your debt using the snowball. We're going to answer questions like, what is the debt snowball? Who is it best for? How do I use the debt snowball to get out of debt? And what type of debt should be included in the debt snowball? And stick to the end where I'm going to give you my best tip to get out of debt faster. Let's get into the video. The reason why this is called the snowball is because the more that you pay off, the more money that you have left over to apply towards the next debt, which means that this bad boy is going to work like a snowball. It's going to get rolling down the hill as you start paying off your debts. It's going to get bigger and bigger, meaning your payments are going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And so you're going to be wiping your debt out faster and faster with each time that you move on to another debt, because you have a bigger shovel, meaning that you are going to have more money to plow into the debts as you keep doing this process. So this is a great way, and so many people are an advocate of the debt snowball approach because of that momentum that you build as you work through this process. So think of it like that snowball. Once it gets rolling, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger until all of your debt is gone, and then you're living completely financially free. To get out of debt using the debt snowball approach, here's what you do. Step 1, list out your debts from smallest to largest amount. This doesn't have to be anything fancy here. Some people choose to use Excel. Some people use like Google Sheets. Other people just jot it down in a notebook or on a sheet of paper. Don't have to get fancy here. Just make sure that when you list out your debt, that you list it out in order of smallest to largest. And I'm going to tell you here in a couple steps why you're listing it that way. Step 2, create a starter emergency fund equal to 1 month's worth of your expenses. When you're going through the snowball, the one thing that you don't want to have happen is to have some unplanned for or unexpected emergency pop up and derail you from being able to finish paying off your debt. So we don't want to get crazy here and go creating a huge emergency fund because we're paying interest on this debt that is outstanding. But what we do want to do is create just a starter emergency fund that acts as a buffer against the majority of the things that could happen. And by having 1 month's worth of your expenses tucked away in a high yield savings account, you're going to be able to cover the vast majority of things that will pop up in life. Step 3, make your minimum payments on all your debts on time, except you're going to apply any additional payments to the smallest balance first. The key here is to keep making your minimum payments on all of your debt. If you miss a payment, then you're going to hurt your credit score, and you're also going to incur fees. And those fees add up really quickly, whether they're banking fees, lender fees, overdraft fees if your account gets overdrawn. There are a whole myriad of different fees that can crop up on you. So make sure that you're making those minimum payments, because we don't want to take any steps back while we are working through this process of getting out of debt and doing something positive. So we want to keep that positive momentum, and the way to do that is by making sure that we don't miss any payments in this process. And step 4 is just repeat the process of graduating to the next payment. So after you've paid the smallest balance off, then you're going to move to the next smallest, then the next smallest, and then on until all of your debt is wiped out. While continuing to make minimum payments, you just repeat this process and you work your way from smallest amount to largest amount. Should you ignore the interest rates? Well, not necessarily. If you are the type of person that has the discipline to stick with a plan no matter what the momentum feels like throughout the process, then you could consider paying off your debt from highest interest rate to lowest interest rate. That is called the debt avalanche approach. It's different in that it will have the debt paid off faster. It will also end up where you pay less interest overall because you're tackling the debt with the highest interest rate first. So you're knocking out the most costly balances first and then moving on to the ones that cost less later on. So that is a recommendation if you have the discipline. Now you've got to be honest with yourself. Are you the type of person that wants that snowball feel of momentum building? If you are, then the snowball is a great way to go. If you're not that person and you say, I've got the discipline, I can do this, I want it the fastest and cheapest way possible, then look at the avalanche approach. We're not going to cover that in this video as it would just get really long, but we have talked about it in other videos, and if you would like me to cover that in more detail, go ahead, drop it in the comments below. What debt should you include in the snowball? Essentially, you should include everything except for your home loan. The home loan is a different animal. Number one, interest rates on home loans are lower. Number two, it's backed by your primary home, which is an asset that appreciates in value. So a home loan is a bit of a different ball game. So you're going to want to tackle everything but your mortgage. This includes student loans, medical bills, personal loans, credit cards, home equity loans, and even payday loans or any other type of debt that you have hanging out there. So here's my best tip. Becoming debt-free is considered the pinnacle of financial change that moves people from being a slave to the lender to being in control of their financial future. So this is huge. Winning with money is 90% discipline and 10% head knowledge. Becoming debt-free is an amazing milestone that not many Americans get to experience, but the ones that do rave about it because of the freedom that it creates. But when it comes to financial life, that's not the whole of it. There is also building wealth. And if you want to build wealth, you're going to need two things: discipline and a proven plan. So you bring the discipline, I've got the plan. If you're serious about paying off debt, you'll want a proven plan to take it to the next level and to also start building wealth for your future. Grab your free copy of my foolproof financial plan, linked in the description. That will walk you through step by step how to pay off your debt, save more money, and invest for your future to build wealth. You'll find it linked in the description. Guys, thanks so much for all the love and support. As always, drop your thoughts and comments down below. If you haven't already, feel free to add me on Instagram. My posts are pretty much daily. Until next time.